I was standing in my own kitchen when the silence finally cracked. Not with a scream. Not with tears. With a sentence that had been rehearsed in my head for 13 years. If you think you're so high and mighty over just $500 a month? My sister-in-law said, arms crossed, smile sharp, then stop paying. I looked at her. Really looked. Then I nodded. I stopped. That was the moment everything they built on my back began to collapse. 13 years earlier, I had married into a family that spoke softly and took loudly. At first it was small things. Dinners I paid for. Bills I temporarily covered. A loan here. A favor there. Then my mother-in-law sat me down, hands folded like she was about to bless me. It's only natural, she said. Voice calm, eyes expectant. To support your family's payments. Natural. That word did a lot of damage. A month later, she quit her job. No discussion. No warning. Just an announcement wrapped in gratitude. They all smiled at me like I'd just volunteered for something sacred. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself love meant sacrifice. I told myself this was what strong people did. $500 a month turned into 13 years of silence. Resentment and quiet accounting. Back then, my spouse swore it wasn't like that. They're just going through a phase. They'll get back on their feet. They appreciate you. What they appreciated was my reliability, my predictability, my fear of conflict. I paid mortgages that weren't mine, medical bills I didn't authorize, school fees I wasn't consulted about. Every payment came with a thank you that sounded more like a receipt. I started noticing patterns. Requests timed perfectly after my payday. Complaints disguised as jokes. Conversations that stopped when I entered the room. And still I paid, because walking away felt cruel. Because saying no felt selfish. Because they trained me well. The betrayal didn't arrive all at once. It leaked in. A casual comment about how easy I had it. A remark about how money wasn't a big deal for me. A family meeting where my contribution wasn't mentioned, but my obligation was. Then came the moment that rewired me. I overheard my mother-in-law on the phone, laughing. She won't stop, she said. She doesn't have the spine. I didn't interrupt. I didn't confront. I didn't cry. I smiled. Because in that moment, I understood something clearly for the first time. They didn't see me as generous. They saw me as permanent. That night, I opened a spreadsheet. 13 years of payments. Every transfer. Every check. Every temporary support. The total made my hands go cold. I didn't rage. I didn't fantasize. I planned. I consulted a lawyer quietly. I reviewed shared accounts carefully. I rerouted my income slowly. I said nothing while I untangled myself from every financial artery they'd latched onto. I waited. So when my sister-in-law dared me to stop, she thought she was calling my bluff. I wasn't bluffing. I stopped paying the mortgage, the insurance, the utilities, the family loan repayments. No announcement. No explanation. Just silence. 1 month later, my phone exploded. Missed payments. Late fees. Threats wrapped in panic. My mother-in-law cried for the first time I'd ever heard. Real fear this time. Not performance. My spouse demanded answers. I handed over the spreadsheet. 13 years. Every dollar. Every sacrifice. This ends today, I said. They argued. They blamed. They minimized. So I pulled the final thread. I filed for separation. Not out of spite. Out of precision. The confrontation happened in the same kitchen where it all began. My mother-in-law looked smaller, older. My sister-in-law couldn't meet my eyes. You ruined us, she said. I shook my head. No, I replied. I stopped saving you. The house went into foreclosure. The credit they abused shattered. The safety net vanished. They had to work again. Downsize. Explain. For the first time, their choices belonged to them. Now I sit alone in my quiet apartment. No shared accounts. No expectations. No invisible hands in my pockets. I don't feel guilt. I don't feel anger. I feel clean. They called it family support. I call it a lesson that took 13 years too long. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't warn them. I listened. And then I did exactly what they told me to do. I stopped.